Oh my gosh, guys. Let's see if this works. So, first week of this school year, 2021, 2022. Let me roll up my windows. It's a little loud. It's a little hot. It's like, oh, I guess only 83 degrees. That's not too bad. What a good week overall. I don't think I thought that at midnight last night after I had spent 4 hours trying to get things together and ready for my independent studies kids, my in-person kids. It's so much. And then a coworker had COVID symptoms this morning and we're crossing our fingers. It's just being beat from a week of prep, a week of kids, and talk about burning the candle at both ends. It's like the candle got dropped in a vat of hot oil. That's how it feels. You see I'm greasy. Anyways, these kids really just need to feel loved and safe. The teachers too. I have gone out of my way this week, like above and beyond, even the above and beyond I feel like I usually do, to try to lower anxieties of parents, because I know as a mom, I'm feeling it. My son goes back on Monday. He goes to middle school on Monday. And it's stressful. Talk about no control. When I had my son, somebody said, motherhood is just a process of continually letting go of control. And this feels like you have so little control. I mean, I trust my son. My son is really a solid masker. I trust he's washing his hands. He's probably, he's not perfect about it. I'm sure he's probably, 92%, 93%. I'm not perfect at it, and I think I'm pretty good, but there are some kids that just don't get it. They don't have a clue. Their mask's always down to here. I had a student this week took her mask off to sneeze the biggest sneeze. Like snot everywhere. I don't like aerosols, spray all over. And then touching things. It's like all you're doing is sanitizing, cleaning. Wash your hands. We spend a good half hour to 40 minutes a day just taking turns washing hands. But I feel it's important, and I can see it in my kids, my students that feel the insecurity and the anxiety of being in a room, like in a petri dish, like you're in a petri dish, 20 some kids not vaccinated, and your life is literally in their hands. The kid that doesn't stay masked, I don't know if that kid has COVID and then they sneeze and now I'm covered in their ookies. I'm vaccinated. I feel I could still get it. I know plenty of people who've been vaccinated and still gotten COVID, but I probably won't die from it. But there are, some kids that die. And the risk of one of my students or my own child, it feels like such a gamble. I think after last year, feeling like some days you just wanted it to end. That hopelessness, that what is the point of life if I'm just stuck here behind a screen and I can't actually connect with anyone. There were some dark days. There were dark days as an adult. I could go have a glass of Merlot or go for a bike ride, or I still had some control over how I coped. My son, when you're 11, what kind of control do you have? You don't have, even in the best of circumstances, you don't have a whole lot of control. You can't say, I'm going to go take a drive. I'm going to go to the car and listen to music and drive down by the beach. No, you still, you're a kid. You're counting on your support system to help you cope. And we did our best. We went for ice cream. We tried to go to the beach whenever we could and do things to kind of break up the monotony of it all. But the the teachers who were just not making that emotional connection, or feeling like they were losing the academics by not making the emotional connection. Or what am I trying to say? They were so focused on the academics, they didn't think there was time. They didn't spend energy on the emotional connection. My son at least got emotional connection at home, but I see it in my students. Some kids, they've been like a year and a half without an emotional connection. I have plenty of students who thankfully have solid support systems at home. They have families who have cared about their coping mechanisms, about their mental health. And these kids are now supporting each other. They are talking to each other about, what do you do when you're sad? What about, we were talking about having a growth mindset and believing in yourself. And a girl today, she raised her hand and she said, sometimes I'm worried. That's like a lot of pressure to always have to believe in myself. Like, hi, 8 years old. Heck yeah. It is a lot of pressure to feel like I got to be my own cheerleader. Well, the good news is if we can be cheerleaders for each other, we've got it. Because none of us can be an island, right? No man is an island. No man, no woman is their sole cheerleader. So we got to cheer each other on. We've got to encourage one another. We've got to find the positives and grow from there. So if you're worried about your kid doesn't know all their multiplication facts, or they're regrouping across zero stinks, or they write the word kite with no E, let it go. Let it go. Hug them hard. And as a teacher, you got to build that trust and that community. And as parents, just believe in them. Believe that they will close whatever academic gaps. Nobody does well when your flaws are pointed out. I don't. I'm pretty sure you don't. So focus on the positives. Your kids have learned so much. My students, I'm so impressed. They have big emotions. They have big feelings, but they're communicating them. They're sharing them. They're trusting their community, at least in my classroom, to take care of one another. And I hope that continues. It's been a great first week. We have 36 more, 36 more weeks to do this together, to repair, there's that Japanese pottery that they piece back together and meld together with beautiful metal. And it's more beautiful than before it was broken. I'm kind of envisioning coming out of this as a society. We'll have fractures that we'll never fully mend, but if we can put in the place of those fractures some beautiful material, some beautiful community to bond and to reshape who we are, it'll be okay. We won't bring back the people we've lost. We won't get back the time that we've been apart, but we may come out better for it in a lot of ways. So we've got to focus on that, and we've got to move forward, because Whitney Houston was right. The children are our future. So we have to teach them well. We have to, yes, let them lead the way, but we really have to just embrace them and take each other in the right direction. Because holy cow, we have already been through a lot. There's still, looking ahead down the road, there's still some muck out there. There's still communities that are flaring up with the Delta variant, the Lambda. I can't even wrap my head around the science and the statistics, but I can tell you in my classroom, there's hope. There's masks. There's hand washing. There's face washing, I hope, at home too, after the mask washing. There's smiles behind the masks. There's time to relax throughout the day and take care of of our souls and our spirits as we build these neural connections to grow our brains. So I believe in these kids. I believe we can do hard things together. I believe I wasn't made for a pandemic. I believe I had dark moments that I wish I could erase, but you know, you really appreciate the sunshine and the rainbows after the rain, after the dark clouds. So let's not focus on those dark times. Let's try to look ahead to the sunny days ahead, the sunny day right now, and just live for today, live for each other, and live for learning some lessons from all this. Peace.